Welcome to another episode of the Colon with the Boys podcast. My name is Asen, here with my co-host Nathan.
What up?
We have a really exciting announcement. As most of you know, the Colon with the Boys is on the Actions Per Minute network, and today's guest, Zarreta, is going to be our first sponsored APM Twitch streamer.
Hype.
So yeah, in the next few weeks, Zarreta will be returning to the streaming scene after a long hiatus, and when she does, you'll be able to also check her out on our website. Super excited for her to be a part of the team, and she'll definitely make the network stronger. You can check her out at twitch.tv/Zarreta and follow her on Twitter, which is at ZarretaD, as in David. And those will be in the show notes, so you can check it out there. But today, we talked to her about why she took her streaming hiatus and what she has been up to. We also throw in some Lord of the Rings. So, yeah. Anyway. Strap it in, guys, and open a cold one.
Are you one of those people that like freak out like with heart rate monitors go off?
No. But it's just distracting. I'll be like, hey, I haven't said anything in a really long time. Maybe I should say something.
Yeah,
that's actually what I leave it up for.
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing for us anyway. But I actually have a story with, it's not a heart rate monitor, but when I was in...
Are you getting ready to tell the band story? With the kid in the
Yes,
metronome?
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I was literally getting ready to tell that story. I'll let you tell it, though.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember it better or not, but...
Okay, so in 7th grade, I was in band, and how it worked in middle school is the 7th and 8th grade players were in the same band. So Nathan was in the grade above me. So I'm in 7th, he's in 8th. We're in the same band. We both play saxophone. And this...
I think I was first chair at the time. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, my God. Get out of here. And this kid, I don't remember his name, but he was a bass clarinet player, and he sat in front of us. That's where the bass clarinet sat. And he, I don't remember the disorder he had, but he has seizures.
It was epilepsy, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right. So, I get, like, me personally, I do get spooked by noises. Like, for example, when there's a tornado siren going off, I'm more scared of the siren itself than the tornado.
Oh my gosh.
Like when I hear the siren, I'm like, oh my God, something big's happening. But it's like, I'm not.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we're sitting there and this guy starts having a seizure while we're playing, and we stop the band. But when he starts having a seizure, he falls forward and hits a metronome that's on his music stand where he's playing, because he has like a metronome to help him stay in time while we're playing. He hits the metronome. It turns the metronome on. So while he's having his seizure, there's just a straight tone that's playing, just like, bah. And in my mind, I'm so freaked out by what's happening in front of me that like I hear this thing. I think it's a heart monitor. I think the dude's dying.
Sounds like a flat line.
Yeah, it sounds like a flat line. So I was freaking out, like,
gosh.
holy crap, what's going on? Like, is that a heart monitor? Like, what? So I was just freaking out, but yeah.
Well, imagine how he was feeling.
Yeah, well, I mean.
He was having a seizure. He didn't know. I was freaking the fuck out. Like, that scared the shit out of me. The dude's like seizing on the floor. You know, I'm in 8th grade. I have no idea. You know, you got to like get him on his back, you know, or roll him over so they don't choke on their tongue and all that kind of stuff. And so our band director's down there trying to help him, like pushing everything away, because you get everything away from them so they don't harm themselves when they're flopping around.
Right.
And you try and like roll them over so they don't choke on their tongue or whatever. But so he's down there like throwing shit around, like pushing everything away, like telling everybody to get back. And then in the background, you hear the beep.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, This kid just fucking died.
It was horrific. But yeah, that's that story.
Scared the shit out of me.
So yeah.
That's pretty terrible.
So yeah, for all of our listeners out there and all of your former viewers in the Twitch community, they're all wondering where you have been, Zarreta.
I've absconded.
You've what?
What?
Absconded.
I don't know this word. I'm an idiot.
Disappeared. But no. I took a break because I was finishing my novel, which I actually have finally finished. But now it's in its editing phase, and I'm about halfway through editing.
So like how, for the editing process, like first of all, how long has it taken you in all this time? I'm not sure how long the break that you took actually was, but
it was a long break because whenever I first started it, I was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in an apartment writing, and I was doing it on my laptop. And that apartment actually got robbed. And
what the fuck?
They took everything.
Wow.
They took like the USB that it was on, they took the actual computer, they took the case. And that was like the day after my birthday, so they took all my birthday money.
What the fuck? That's just messed up deep down.
Yeah, they went through everything. Even my bedroom, they grabbed all my jewelry and everything. So, yeah, after that, I just had to, like, try to remember everything. And eventually, like, I picked it back up. I think I really got serious about it last year. And I started rewriting, and I made an entire draft and an outline.
So you started writing it in high school, and I know you've been writing it for a very long time, but
yeah,
how much did you actually have written when that happened?
I had probably 90 pages of Microsoft Word pages.
Hell no.
That's
worth killing somebody over.
Yeah, it was devastating.
Yeah, I bet. Like I get disappointed when I like lose like a song I've been working on or something, and that's like 2 minutes of something that I can, flesh back out on something I'm making. But man, 90 pages, that is a long time.
Yeah. Like I watched some people stream and then like their game crashes and there's like, no, 2 hours worth. I'm just like, oh yeah?
Listen to my story.
Oh yeah? Yeah, that's...
So like, were you able to remember most of the stuff that you had written down? Like, did you try and add it back in, or do you think you changed a bunch of stuff, or do you have no idea?
Well, I think it's a good thing. All in all, overall, I think it was a good thing that I started over. Yeah. Because I would have had to edit it anyway, but my writing skill was not as what it is now back then. Mm-hmm. And I have more plot points that I can add. I've come up with new sub-stories or whatever. So I think it's
almost
better.
Like a blessing in disguise that it got stolen.
Yeah, I've actually, like, that day that I got robbed, I moved out of that and I moved in with my dad, and I've actually become really good friends with my dad from then on, so it was a blessing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find the diamond in the rough. That's not the fucking phrase I'm looking for.
What? Diamond in the rough.
The silver lining?
There you go.
There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Diamond in the rough is like finding like a hidden talent that you didn't know you had or something.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I think in a book of Proverbs or something.
Silver lining. Yeah.
Figure all this out.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been looking forward to this book for a long time, and when I heard that happened, I was devastated because I was like for you, because that makes a lot of people want to quit, because
oh yeah, I'm sure.
And I'm sure you had thoughts as well at some point where you were like, God, I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Maybe right away you were like, I need to rewrite this.
No, I was definitely like that. I was like, no, I just need to start rewriting it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's nothing in me at all that wants to quit the book at all.
Well, that's I
Mm-hmm.
mean that's
Like
really good as a writer.
I know like how the story's gonna end, and I know the characters, and I know them, and I guess that's what helps me stay on track. Like, because I know what's gonna happen already. I just have to put in the effort and the time.
So I've kind of always wanted to talk to like an actual author or writer of a book, because I know like I've listened to interviews with authors and things like that, and they're like, yeah, I figure out what I want the story to end like. They always, for some reason, they always have the ending in their mind of how the book is going to end, and then they go all the way back to the front and write all the way up to the end. Like I don't get that.
I do.
Like, do you have to figure out? I don't
I
get it.
understand it, yeah, but I think I'm a little different in that sense. I always create the characters first, and then I complement the story with the characters
Around the character.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think
but that's just because I like character development. So
yeah, character development's really important, obviously, in a book. But I get that, writing the ending first, and then kind of once you know the ending, then you can actually start winding a really cool like story with twists that can kind of meet at this ending. So it makes it a lot better if you just started at the very beginning with some characters and all you thought about was the beginning and you didn't really know where it was going. That could be a random book. I mean, it could go in every direction.
I wish the producers of Lost would have made the ending first.
Yeah, I never watched Lost.
That was such a good show. It was good in the beginning.
That's what I've heard.
And
I've heard
then-
it's amazing, and then at some point, like, well, not at some point, at the end, it was like horrible, and that's why once I heard the ending was horrible, I didn't even want to start the beginning.
Well, I like the ending because it really makes you think, and you have to watch it several times. But the middle was what it just dragged on.
So spoilers, I've never seen it, but I'm going to need you to fill me in on what happened because I'm never going to watch it and I want to know how it ends. Like I know they have like a plane crash and they're like deserted on an island, and then I watched a few episodes like randomly long time ago, and there was like spirits or demons or something floating around. I was like, all right, I'm out.
Oh, the monster, yeah.
Yeah,
The
see,
smoke
I have no
monster.
idea. Like,
Yeah.
is it a dream? Is it like a simulation? Like,
It's been so
What is
long
it?
since I've watched it, but I'm pretty sure, like, I think there was a dead body in there at one point. I don't remember. But it was definitely a smoke monster that was magical.
Like,
So-
from what I remember on the ending, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the ending, like, they had been dead the whole time, and they just like went to heaven or something.
And they were in purgatory the entire
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
oh, one of those whack job shows. Okay, that makes sense.
One of those whack.
So now you don't need to watch it, Nathan.
I don't need to watch it. Not my
But I
kind
do
of thing.
like all the characters in there. That was the only good, like, the best part of it was all the characters.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember is like the big Hawaiian guy and then the blonde haired guy.
Hurley! I loved Hurley.
I don't remember anything about the show at all. Like I said, I never really watched
I
it.
remember it.
But
4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42.
What the heck is that?
Those are the cursed numbers.
oh my god.
Oh my god! She's got them memorized.
And actually, you guys play WoW.
Yeah.
So, what is that? In Northrend, that jungle area with Nessimary? Ungoro Crater? Is that what it
no,
is?
Shelazar Basin.
Sholazar Basin, okay. So, if you go out there, there's like a northeastern part where there's like water and there's a little island. And if you go to that island, there's a hatch with those cursed numbers.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's like one
Like a
number
little
off.
Easter egg.
Yeah, Blizzard never falls
funny.
short of little Easter eggs everywhere like that.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as the book itself, I mean, obviously, we don't want you to spoil it for anybody. But what's the theme of the book? Like, what can listeners expect when the book comes out? Like, what can they look for?
Well, you can expect it's gonna be fantasy, so you can expect creatures,
Like sword and board
powers.
fantasy?
Like what fantasy?
sword and board fantasy, like medieval fantasy, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be medieval fantasy.
All right. Heck yeah.
There's a plot twist.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
That is a big reveal, guys. There's a plot twist.
Yes. And whenever I get it published, then I will bring out my real name.
Nice. So. I don't know what your real name is.
I am going by Zarreta, though. You don't.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we have no idea. Known her for 11 years, and no idea.
Just always Zarreta. Yeah. There's no last name. It's just Zarreta.
Yeah, there's no last name. Like, she doesn't have a family.
Social security number is stricken. Like, there isn't one.
No, she just said her social security number a little bit ago. Is that curse number?
Yes.
And do you have like any kind of, I know like right now it's just, the first book is complete, or as far as
yes.
I know, and you're in the editing phase. Do you have any kind of release date in mind, or do you have an ETA on like when we can expect anything like that? I
would like it to be sent out to publishing companies by the end of this year. That doesn't mean they're going to accept it, though. Because I have to, after I'm done editing, I have to get it copyrighted. Once I get it copyrighted, I'm sending it into an agent because I'm going the traditional route. So for that, they're going to do all the getting it published part. I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm just going to be working on my next book at that point.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. If you had ambitions to follow up, like, is it going to be a series or
Absolutely.
Like a short series or?
Yes, there's going to be a sequel, and I could actually make a third one.
It's going to be
just right now. You have 2 whole other books already plotted out in your head that you can like grab a typewriter or a computer and just start typing. See, that's one of the things I don't understand. Like, I'm sitting here and I read these books and I'm like, how do these mother effers sit down and just like, do you guys have this all, like it's all in your head, like a movie that you've seen 100 times, like it's all perfectly laid out and you just sit down and you just start typing out what's going through your head? Or like when you sit down and you start typing, you're like, oh, well, I'm going to have them do this. And then you like go off on a tangent and then you look back, you're like, hell, I'm like 35 pages ahead and I need to go back this way. Like, do you just start writing off on like a rant, or like, is it literally all played out in your head?
Well, in the very, very beginning, a lot of writers will do a phase called the idea dump. And it's really like you watch a movie or you read something and it's something that you really like. Or if you just come up with some random idea that you think would be really cool, you write it down. Or if you think of like a really cool line, like someone says something really cool that you really like, you write it down. And that's just like the idea dump. And then you can create storylines. That's a whole other section, but then you can mix it all together and you never really run out of ideas that way. I'm still using an idea dump, so.
Well,
oh, wow.
Well, according to Nathan, the first thing writers do is they take a time machine to like the 1980s to actually use a typewriter.
All right, look. I actually had a typewriter. I think it's probably still in my closet at my parents' house. I don't know. I love getting that thing down in the...
Yeah, but it's like... I think typewriters aren't the like QWERTY keyboard. I think they're like...
No, it's not. I don't think.
Oh, God.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's like a U.S. standard keyboard. The one I had was, I think.
Because when I've seen a typewriter before, it was like A at the top left and then B was the next one over.
Oh, my gosh.
And that would...
I'd kill myself.
Oh, my gosh. Terrible.
Like, if they sat that down in front of me and, like, your life depends on typing out, like, a complete structured sentence, like, I'd just kill myself. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like,
you just grab the keys and eat them and choke on them.
You just start doing what you do as a feral druid on WoW and just beat your head in.
Wow, come on now. That's not fair. Just roll your face across the keys.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah, but yeah, that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to it, and I guess we can edit this out if this is too revealing. But my name is in the book.
Uh-oh.
Is that okay for me to say?
Essential?
You can use that, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
is it Essential?
Yes, there is a character named. Well, I've always called you Asen, and you've allowed me to call you Asen.
You're the only one allowed, even though everyone calls me that. It's cool.
Yes, there's a character named Asen, and I will not say what type of character Asen is.
He's like the hero, obviously. I mean,
yeah, I doubt that. She knows you too well for you to be the hero.
Hey,
you're probably like the antagonist. Is probably what your character role is.
A majestic bear in the forest.
Oh,
okay,
Jesus. There we go.
I accompany the main character as her personal
You're his
bear.
Pet?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That's funny.
That would be hilarious, though, if I was actually a bear.
Oh, now I want to rewrite the story.
Oh, look what you've done.
Well, in the later books, if my character is no longer around, if he's the hero, obviously he's going to be around.
Reincarnate him as a bear.
You know, but I can be reincarnated as a bear.
Aww.
You're like, I'm getting ideas, maybe.
All right, time to open up
image dump.
Yep.
Time to get your typewriter out and start typing away.
Oh my God, leave me alone.
I'm just going to continue giving you shit about that forever. But
I know this is like one of the things a lot of authors talk about whenever I've listened to interviews, like the authors that like fueled them or they looked up to, like their, mentors, or not really a mentor, but somebody they look up to as a writer that influences their writing. Do you have any specifics of authors that you look up to?
Just every single thing that I can read, I will learn from. And that's like actually one of the main ways I learn. It's just
from reading a whole bunch of different types.
Yeah, and they all have different styles too, and you can really learn from just going from one completely different book to another. Like go from fantasy to romance to science fiction to like an actual.
I mean, all those
fiction.
All those genres can kind of be melded or molded into a fantasy genre. I mean, romance is in almost every fantasy genre out there, or any fantasy book.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can definitely use all of that stuff to write. But I don't know. Like, do you have like a, not necessarily a favorite author, but do you have a favorite book?
Oh, well, I mean, it's definitely Lord of the Rings for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I've
read Lord of the Rings. I definitely say he's my favorite author because he's brilliant and every sentence that he writes is gold.
See, this is where I get a lot of flack from a lot of people in the fantasy genre. I'm a Terry Brooks fan. Like any fantasy book Terry Brooks writes, like I've enjoyed all the Shannara Chronicles, all of them. And a lot of people get mad at me because they're like, Terry Brooks is just a Tolkien ripoff. And I'm like, yeah, like I can see where they're coming from. Like the Sword of Shannara trilogy is almost like, I'm not going to say almost like, but it's kind of similar, like Tolkien's, trilogy of Lord of the Rings. But it's different in so many ways. But people are like, oh, well, Tolkien had that idea first, so anything that comes after him is all fucking rewrite, garbage or whatever.
It's so hard to come up with like new ideas.
Well, even
something is out there that's similar, even if you didn't know it.
Right. I mean, even Tolkien, he came up with a lot of that, a lot of like races that weren't like previously introduced.
Yeah, he made the first orc.
Right. But like, it doesn't mean that, in a lot of, I mean, I'm guessing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You probably know more about Tolkien than I do, but he's probably inspired by like, old mythical folklore a lot. And I mean, something could have been a pig man in like some folklore book at some point. And he's like, I'll just call that an orc. And, you know, I know a lot of...
Did he actually come up with the name orc? Like, did he...
No idea.
Yeah, he made that up. He
nice.
actually made the orc. And I think Dungeons and Dragons used it after that.
Yeah. Like nowadays, the standard is Dungeons and Dragons for fantasy in general. Like if I say a drow, like that's from Dungeons and Dragons.
I have no idea what that is.
It's pretty much a night elf.
Gotcha.
Like an elf that lives in trees and like they're dark skin and they like lurk around at night and they're feral and stuff like that. So like that's just like a standard now. But I realize a lot of that has come from Tolkien, and obviously we play Warcraft, so I mean, Warcraft has used a lot of that. Warhammer has used a lot of that. Even like new movies, like have you seen Bright on Netflix?
Yeah, I have actually.
Oh, such a good movie.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was so different.
It was very different. Yeah, it was. I liked it though.
I'm ready for the second one.
Yeah, they're planning to do a second one. I don't know when, but I mean, it kind of set it up for that. It needs it.
I'm hoping they take it back in time.
Why?
Like, I don't know, because I like, you know, the medieval fantasy. Like, take it back to where, you know, now, if fantasy characters existed, take it back to show how they evolved into what they are. I guess.
I like
where
that.
They came from.
I like that current theme where it's like it's, you know, modern times, and you're seeing orcs and elves and things like that. And I think the reason Bright, the movie, I haven't looked at the ratings, but from what I've heard from other people, is a lot of people didn't like the movie, and I think the reason for that isn't necessarily because it was a bad movie. I noticed it too while I was watching it, that generally if I looked at this movie and I knew there wasn't going to be a sequel, I probably would have called it a bad movie too. But I think it's just like A New Hope, like episode 4 for Star Wars. I think it's a good setup movie. Like it told you, you know, what the races were. It kind of set up the story for you, and then the main plot points are going to start coming up in later movies. I think that makes sense.
I was satisfied with it, just as it was. I didn't even know there was a sequel.
I mean, like I said, I was satisfied with it as well. Like, I wouldn't have called it a bad movie. I would have just been like, this is okay. But when I found out there was a sequel, I was like, okay, well, I mean, it did its job for a first movie, unlike the Warcraft movie, which was horrible. But I won't get into that.
I liked it. I don't care what you guys say.
What, the Warcraft movie?
I liked it.
I liked it.
I watched it a couple times. I thought it was pretty good.
You're
like Dalaran shouldn't be in the sky already.
It's just right, little things like that where I'm like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, but I think, okay, so Asen, you know the lore to the T, okay?
Right.
There's no way that they can satisfy you 100%. Yeah.
I get it. And I that's why I still, like, at the theaters, I did enjoy it generally.
Yeah.
I just think Warcraft would do the Warcraft lore much more justice if it was done in a series, like on Netflix or something.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's how Aragon should have been.
Yeah.
Because that movie was just not good.
That was way worse
than Warcraft.
That was way worse than
Warcraft. That took one of my favorite storylines and just pooped on it, and I was so disappointed.
The elves? They didn't have pointy ears at all.
Yeah, they look like...
They didn't. They looked like humans.
And there's this feather in Arya's hair at the end, and it was just sticking up, and I was like, what? Why does she have that feather? Like, why? I don't know. Just like the little things. And then like the big things too. Like Tiram was like a little stick village in the swamp. I was like, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Someone's perspective is off just a bit.
They didn't even say Murtaugh's name in the movie.
They didn't, did they?
No. Oh my gosh.
I don't think they did.
No, he was just like a scraggler.
Some random
background character.
It's like this guy that helps Aragon.
The Urgles look terrible too. They're just like big fat white guys with some war paint on. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like the thing I imagined in my head looked nothing like they did.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why,
I
but they
imagine
just
them
look
like
terrible.
Urukai from Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings.
Yeah, I do too. Something like that with horns.
Maybe even a little creepier.
Okay, this is gonna sound kind of goofy, but you remember in RuneScape, old school RuneScape,
Nope.
No, you never played old school or RuneScape at all?
Nope.
Oh my gosh, poor child, sheltered.
I actually really was.
The were they goblins? I think they're little green guys that ran
The
around, but they
imps?
were big. They were no, they weren't imps. They were goblins. Like they had steel plated armor on, and they were tall like the actual player, but they were green.
I remember something
I
like
don't know
that.
if you remember them. Yeah, that's like I imagined it was like that. Like for some reason
Well,
they were green in my mind, like a dark
I don't
green.
know where your imagination's going, but that's not how
I
they
think.
were.
Hey,
Oh,
look.
I think I know what he's talking about. Okay, that was from a movie called Flubber.
No,
Robin
it's
Williams?
not.
Yeah, the Urgles.
No.
How I imagine them is like gray skin, tall.
Yeah, they have
huge.
like gray, greenish skin.
Yeah, I don't know about the greenish part, man.
I don't know where I'm probably just making that up.
I just.
I don't know. Look,
them as
I've
dark.
read the books 3 times, so it's implanted in my brain at this point.
Well, you're just wrong. So,
I see it how I want to see it, and I don't care what anyone else says.
Yeah.
do you
see,
believe in the
that's
flat
what's up.
Earth theory too?
Yeah, I'm a flat earther. What about it?
But anyway, so we got the book out of the way, so people
Yes.
know where you've been this whole time. You haven't just been
Oh, well,
avoiding
I
everyone.
was in a play too, though, and that actually is still going on right now.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that a couple weeks ago, but you never. I don't think you ever. I think I asked what the play was about, and you either didn't tell me or I just don't remember.
Yeah, it's you just don't remember.
I probably don't remember.
Yeah.
So tell us
It's
a little
happening.
bit about the play. Like, what is it about, and why are you doing a play?
Okay. Well. Okay. So I have to explain that I work with my sister's mother-in-law. She's actually my boss, and she loves musicals. And she came into my office one day, and she's like, "You should audition for this play." And I'm just like, "A play, okay." And she's like, "But it's also a musical." I'm just like, "Nah." And she's like, "But you have to. I've heard you sing. I think you're okay. I think you're good." And I was like, "I don't know. No thanks." And she kept bugging me about it. So I was like, "All right, listen. If you or Alan, which is her husband, if you guys get an audition, then, or if you get a call back, then I'll do an audition." And she said, "Okay," and she walked off, and she didn't say anything else about it the rest of the day. And then the next day, she called me, and she's like, "Guess who got a call back?"
Nah.
And I instantly
crap.
broke into a sweat.
Oh no.
They both got callbacks. And I was like, "Ugh."
Oh wow.
So, yeah, I had to go up and I had to sing a song and read off a script.
What did you have to sing?
And I sang The Little Mermaid, actually. Because I thought
Hell
it
yeah.
was something from a musical, and the only musical that I could remember was The Little Mermaid, because it's what I saw recently.
Nice.
Yeah, if they asked me to sing a musical, I'd be like, I don't listen to musicals. Like I've seen a lot of musicals, but I don't listen to the lyrics or don't know the words.
I don't know what the last musical was that I watched.
Well, it turns out, like, you didn't even have to sing from a musical. People were singing pop music. I was like, well, crap. Okay, well, that's fine.
Now I feel like an idiot.
I just sang in front of everyone, but it was fine. Like, they did, like, this voice test thing, and I had to match pitch and everything. And actually, the music,
Nice.
like, once I started learning music, our instructor is actually an opera singer. So he's amazing.
Ooh.
Nice.
But he had to help us read notes as best as I could. we had to do a cappella and harmonizing. In the beginning, we were all trying to like find our sound because we had really weak and soft voices. And then in the middle,
you got to get vibrato.
Yeah, like well, because this the play that we're doing, Happy Days, it's like all happy and upbeat. So you have to like spit out the words, and you have to use like the pockets, is what he calls them, in the front. It can't resonate in the back, otherwise you're not heard, because there's only like several mics that they use. They don't mic each individual actor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
So yeah, you really have to spit it out and really enunciate. And
so,
I guess like a Broadway voice is way different than just like an actor's voice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard like my experience is from like American Idol, but just like watching the show is they definitely can tell a difference between like a Broadway singer and someone that would flourish in that community, and then someone that would be good as an actual singer. So yeah, there's definitely a difference there. But like, so you're doing Happy Days, which is a show in what decade?
1950s.
Oh
wow.
Oh, that was a long time
Late
ago.
1950s. I mean, it's the one with Fonzie and everything. So you got the poodle skirts, actually. And the opening scene.
Are you wearing it right now?
No, I'm not wearing it right now. But, I'll just take this off now.
Hilarious.
I know.
That would have been funny.
No, I have to wear a poodle skirt in like the first couple scenes, and it's bright pink, and it's totally not me at all.
Do you feel like a flamingo?
The dancing, it's so much fun. Like the dancing I've had the most fun with, but it's all like 50s style dancing, upbeat, jumping. I get lifted up twice. It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, like from the whole time I've known you, this is definitely like way out of left field, like totally not you to do a play, which is really cool. Like I wish I was back home so I could come see it, but I can't. So
when is it? I don't even know.
Actually, you could probably see it if you wanted to, because it's this weekend. There's 4 shows this weekend left. So
where do you have to buy tickets at?
I will tell you after this.
Okay.
So creepers don't find me.
Yeah, we're in Canada.
Yeah.
Just so we're hanging out.
I was about to say Baton Rouge, but that's not Canada.
Baton Rouge. I guess that would work for you. Baton Rouge.
But yeah, God. I guess I am kind of impulsive when it comes to things like this. Because just like last year, I just ran. I don't know what got into me, but I watched this YouTube video about a bow staff, and this guy was teaching you how to use a bow staff, and I was like, I want to do that. And then,
what is a bow staff?
It's like just like a staff, but it's like it can like it's
something you whack people with.
It's used to like maim and injure, but not maim, just like knock them out, like not kill them, but just defend yourself. But yeah, I ended up.
Do you have a bow staff now?
No, I wish. So I signed up for Taekwondo the next day.
Nice.
I was like, I want to learn the bow staff, and he's like, yeah, you can do that. $5,000. And I'm just like,
oh my God.
Jesus.
And I had already signed up. So I was like, oh, crap. I just signed a contract and I don't even know how long it is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. Are you still doing it?
No, my contract ended. Oh. So all I got was yellow belt. So.
Nice.
Yeah. But I don't think I'm going to go back just because it's like so expensive to get that high.
And
there's a martial arts. I'm probably going to butcher the name of this, but it's Pinchak Salat Mande Muda.
What?
And like I said, I'm almost positive that's how you pronounce it.
Oh, I have no idea.
It's Pinchak Salat Mande Muda is what it is, but it's like a weapons martial art. Like they teach you how to use the staffs and the, like, I don't think they teach nunchucks, but they teach you how to like properly use knives and all the weapons of martial arts and stuff. You should look into that. I know it's not very expensive, and I think there's one close.
I was looking up where to learn like medieval sword fighting or whatever.
The Renaissance Fair.
And yeah, pay $5 to get your ass kicked. No thanks.
Yeah.
It's like 40 minutes away, and it wouldn't be worth it for me. So,
Right.
Well,
but yeah, I think that like the whole Taekwondo thing definitely helped me with the dancing because I'm more balanced and I'm like, I guess a lot of the instructor that we had, he is actually a 3rd-degree black belt. So a lot of his like moves was it was weird, but it was kind of similar to like what we were learning in Taekwondo. So
Cool.
yeah, I mean, that's really cool though. I mean, you're doing something that's out of your comfort zone, and I think that's important to grow
I actually
as a person.
think that everyone should do that every once in a while.
I mean, yeah.
I'm never gonna grow.
How do
stay
you
in my
know?
shell.
What if you can sing? What if you have a beautiful voice and you have no idea?
Because I sing in my car and I just know I have a horrible voice.
What if you can dance and you had no idea?
Well, Nathan can dance.
I know I can dance.
Yeah. I
Hip hop dance.
yeah, I can do like some well, I can't say that I know how to do it, but because it's been a long time. But I used to like do like the shuffle, like Melbourne shuffle.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. But I have no dancing skills at all. But I mean, it is important. Like I want to learn how to like ballroom dance and learn how to do some of that stuff. And I probably will in the future. But I mean, as far as a play, I've been in a play before in 5th grade. I played.
It's way different.
Oh, I'm sure.
She's like, yeah,
Like-
stupid. That means nothing.
No, I mean, like, even like it evolves. Like, even like from high school to like a regular play, it's way different. Like, I can't.
I'm sure it is. I don't know. Like it would be, even for me, I mean, it'd be way out of my comfort zone. And
But it's so much fun.
I'm
And
sure
I
it
think
is.
that you would really enjoy it.
I'm sure it is. But like,
I get stage fright too bad.
I think
You
the
can't
reason.
even. Once you're on the stage, though, you can't see anything because there's too many lights shining in your face.
Eh. I don't know.
So it's like just a.
I'm not a public speaker. Like, you know, you were saying you broke into cold sweats when she called and told you that they got the callbacks or whatever. Like, I can do a radio show or the podcast or whatever all day long as nobody can see me. But you put me in front of 5 people, 10 people that I don't know, I'll sit there and I'll start shaking and I'll have sweat coming down my face. And they're like, dude, just read it off the paper. I'm like, I can't read right now. Like, I can't do it.
I just like it's not even about the play itself. I think if I could skip to the part where we're doing the play in front of people, I'd be fine. The part that I don't like is, I mean, what you've told me, like the immense amount of practice. And I used to do that when I was in Pride in high school, but I just like the end product is what I was in Pride for, like the show that we put on.
Yeah.
And like that's what it was all about. And yeah, the journey was great to get there, and I love the hard work, but I don't know if a play is something I'd want to put that work towards for me. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing and I would love to go watch it, but as far as participating, I'm not sure.
It's very challenging. Like, we all, like, toward the end, we started to get really, really tired. And a lot of us were only getting like 6 hours to 3 hours of sleep. I mean, we started in the beginning of February, and practice started happening every day in late March. And then April, it included weekends too. So sometimes there were 6 hours straight of just dancing our asses off. And then our voices hurt. We actually, there's if you drink apple juice, it's supposed to restore your voice a lot quicker, which it actually does. But we could normally sing the next day if we were drinking apple juice, but it still hurt.
Nice.
You can tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't drink apple juice anymore.
You can tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I heard for singers, when they try to get their voice back and they're trying to sound like really good, that they like consume oil, like olive oil.
Oh, I have no idea.
I'm gonna try that.
Try that. Yeah.
Tomorrow Nathan's gonna come back, sing like a fucking angel.
Opera star. No, but it's a lot of fun. One of our cast members lost 6 months and 2 weeks, or 6 pounds in 2 weeks.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the physical activity. I completely respect the art. Like, don't take my like not wanting to do it as, oh, I think it's stupid. I completely respect everything that's going on. It's just like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it at all. Like I would. I don't think I'd get into it. Like I'd get there and I'd be like, ugh, I hate doing this the whole time.
I love hearing them yell, just like, one more time. Remember to smile. One more time.
Yeah.
So is it like ingrained in your brain now?
Oh yeah, it's like one more time. Okay, how many times are you going to say one more time? Okay, got it.
Yeah, that completely reminds me of like my time in high school when I was in Pride. It was like the same shit.
I love like how it brings so many different people together too. Like all becoming one cohesive unit, a big family. I don't know, it's just really great. And all the director wants us to do is have fun. And we're encouraged to be creative. It's a really cool environment.
Have fun. Nathan would just go up there and start hip hop dancing.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me.
Pop, lock, and drop it.
Like a skank.
Okay, so there's a wrestling scene in the play. And this guy is supposed to wear this spandex suit. He's supposed to come out and make a big entrance. And during our rehearsal, we didn't know this at the time, but the costume designer had actually taken his costume away because she was sewing it and she was making alterations. And like this dum da 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 music came on, and here comes him, and he was almost naked.
Oh
all
my
he had on
god!
was shorts, and we all broke character. Like we were just like, "What the crap, man!"
Can't wrestle a naked guy.
Yeah, he still had to wrestle.
Oh.
I feel bad for the guy that had to wrestle him, but oh well.
That reminds me.
Feel your body.
That reminds me of when I was in college at Missouri State. There was I was in a writing class, and we had to read like this paragraph we wrote in front of the class. Like we had to present it, and this dude, he like had to go next, and he's like, I want to put on a costume for this. So the teacher was like, that's fine, go to the bathroom, change. So he comes back and he's in a green man suit. Like, do you know what that is?
Oh my god.
Why?
You know what a green man suit is?
Yeah.
Where it's like you're just completely green, like spandex.
Basically.
Yeah. The problem was he was naked underneath, and it completely engulfed his junk.
Oh,
and
no.
that's all anyone was paying attention to. Like, hello? Like,
look at this.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Yo, Johnny, get a load of this guy.
Apparently, I heard that spandex suit that he wears actually shows everything, and that's why he wears shorts over it. But luckily, we haven't seen that part, so... we still got 4 shows left, so we'll see.
There you go.
So how many shows have you done so far?
Oh, we've done 4, and we have 4 more, so we've done it. We're going to do it 8 times.
Nice. Awesome.
Actually, the 3rd show, it was during a storm, and the lights went out. We completely lost power while we were singing and dancing.
Oh, no.
And, like, everyone was, like, looking around to see if that was part of the show, and no one could see anything, really. And the director had to come on stage, and she's like, "Don't move. You'll hurt yourself." And, they really wanted to see the rest of it, and they all, like, turned on their phones, like, the flashlights on their phones, and the entire audience just started shining it on us. So we just, like, continued.
Nice.
It was so cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Now I'm going to have to go see it.
You better.
Yes.
If I was there, we would just,
Take some pictures.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, I can, but like my phone is like, I don't know. When did we get these phones, son? Probably.
I mean, I have a newer phone than you, dude.
I know, but when did we get them? 3 years ago, maybe?
Something like that. Like,
Yeah, so the lens is all scratched to piss.
Oh.
So they won't be very good. I work in a machine shop. Like, this thing's been through hell.
That makes sense.
I think Anna's got a good picture phone, though. I'll take some pictures for you.
Yay! Now, if someone comes up to you and says to put it away, just like keep it away for like 5 minutes and then raise it up again. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I know somebody on the stage and they asked me to take pictures. Do you want me to go up there and get her off the stage? I can have her tell you in
just
person.
make a scene, Nathan.
Don't make me do it. Zarretta's just looking out in the crowd like, oh my god, he wasn't joking. He would do it.
Yeah.
She just like covers her face and like walks off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I'd be too scared. I don't like to cause public disturbance.
Yes, you do.
That would be funny though.
No, I don't. Like, I hate when I go to a restaurant and my wife orders something and then she changes like the complete menu. Like, she's like, I would like this, but I want to have it blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, why would you even order it? You're making them change the complete menu just for you. Like, what the crap? Like, just order the food.
Service,
and then,
dude. Come on.
no, it's not. They have a menu for a reason. You order off the menu. If you don't want anything on that menu, go somewhere else.
Well, what if I like something specific from the restaurant?
Too bad.
Wow.
Go find a restaurant that has that specific thing.
If they're allergic to tomatoes, they can't substitute tomatoes. Like,
That's different.
No,
That's different.
No, they're supposed to choke and die on tomatoes.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Oh my gosh, do you remember that customer, Jason? The guy that was allergic to tomatoes? And like we kept putting tomatoes in it on accident, of course.
Oh my god.
I don't remember this at all, actually. I mean, I remember someone being allergic to tomatoes, but I don't remember like him getting one with tomatoes on it.
Yeah, he got so mad, and rightfully so. Like, I don't even know how that happened. But yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, tell him about the ice cube.
Oh my god. All right.
I don't even know the story, so.
So Zarreta and I can tell him how we met, right?
Yeah.
We both worked like, I think was it your first job too?
Yeah, it was my very first job.
Okay, so both of our first jobs was Taco Bell. Okay, so we both worked at Taco Bell, and actually at first we actually hated each other.
Yeah.
But that's whatever. Anyway, we became really good friends afterwards, and this one like Zarreta used to like to. You did it all the time. Like you used to like chew on ice.
Yeah.
And used to chew on ice. So she was like sloshing around a piece of ice in her mouth, and she thought it'd be funny to like spit it towards me. And I was talking, and as I was talking, the ice cube went straight down my throat.
He was choking on it.
And I was like,
His eyes went wide.
I was like, what are you doing?
Just grabbed his throat. He's like, oh.
I can picture the whole thing. That's why it's so funny. Oh shit, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd pay to see that. Like, I wish there was a recording of it.
In fact, I could try to reenact it for you if you want, Asen.
Please do.
I don't know. Like, it was not planned at all. I don't know like what the chances are of something like that actually occurring. It was ridiculous. It was good times.
It took me by surprise.
That's funny.
Too, so I'm sure not as surprised as you were, but
yeah, for sure. Anyway, we announced in the intro that you are now a sponsored streamer under the APM network, which is awesome. I'm excited to get you on board, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll definitely have you on again when your book comes out. We're going to have you on again whenever you want, anytime. But
whenever you want.
Like tomorrow, if you want to do another one, we'll release another one like the next day at school.
For sure.
Yay.
But yeah, anyway, we're going to move to our random thought of the day segment to kind of close out the show here. So I thought of this on a whim, because I know you love Lord of the Rings.
Uh-huh.
And the random thought I have is, who's the hottest Lord of the Rings character?
Oh my god, none of them.
What?
Excuse me?
They're all ugly.
How dare you?
Oh, I know, I'm sorry. I'll let her answer first. So I can get a taste of what we're looking at here.
Well, I mean, whenever it first came out, it was definitely Aragorn.
Oh
Hands
my
down.
god, here we go.
He's such a beautiful man, I'm not going to lie. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, what is his name?
And then my sister, she loves Orlando Bloom. And actually, I got Orlando Bloom's autograph and I gave it to her.
Ooh.
It's amazing. And then...
Did you touch his butt?
No.
No? Oh.
I
would have touched his butt for her. Yeah.
I'm sure you would have.
You'd be like, shake this hand. It touched Orlando Bloom's butt.
Actually, whenever I got to meet Elijah Wood, and they had a sign on there, and no joke, like they say, do not touch them.
Oh my gosh.
You still got to touch them though, right?
I was actually able to touch them, yes. I was still able to touch. I've touched Frodo and Sam at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like...
I would have had a nerdgasm. Like...
Yeah, I saw that video that you had where you were there and you slapped them both across the face.
Oh, what? That would never be me.
I'm just kidding.
I would never slap them.
Yeah, that was awesome though. I saw that picture.
Yes. I
So
asked Elijah Wood if he would hand me the One Ring because I have the replica of the One Ring. And
nice. Did he do it?
Yeah. And like we took a picture, so I am now the new ring bearer.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so you go with Aragorn, I'm guessing.
Well, I mean they're all really nice looking. Like they're all actors. Come on.
Even Gimli?
True.
I said even Gimli.
Well,
he's actually a huge dude.
In like a little dwarf way.
He's like a 6'3" guy.
Yeah, I actually read he was
tall.
he was the tallest actor on set for that movie, which is funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, I think he's like 6 something.
No.
For sure.
So what about you, Nathan?
I mean, I'm definitely not gonna say a male because I'm not attracted to the male variety, but there wasn't really very many attractive female. I mean, Liv Tyler's attractive. She's a beautiful woman, but I guess her. There wasn't really anybody else.
Excuse me.
Now the Hobbit movie.
Oh, Evangeline.
The Hobbit movie on the other. Yeah. Yeah, she was good looking.
There's Eowyn, Galadriel, Arwen. Oh wait, I already said Arwen.
Galadriel is not a looker.
No?
What?
In my opinion.
You don't think so? I think
That was my.
Am I thinking of the
Galadriel is
the older lady?
The what lady?
She's classy. That's what it is.
The queen of the elves.
Yeah, Galadriel.
Yeah, nope.
Okay, well,
she's attractive.
I think that's mine. I think Galadriel is the hottest, and this is why. If you've seen Thor Ragnarok, holy
oh my gosh.
shit. Like, that actress is really attractive.
Maybe I need to look this up because all I can think about when I think of Lady Galadriel is when she like freaks out when Frodo's about to hand her the ring and she's like,
Yeah.
So that's the only image I can see right now.
That could scar someone.
Do you know? Did you see Thor Ragnarok, Nathan?
Yes, I did.
No, I haven't seen it. I don't think so.
Well, I forgot her name. I don't remember her name. The actress's name, but she plays Hela or Hell Yeah from WoW in that movie. So I thought that was interesting.
Nice.
But
are you talking about Kate Blanchett?
Yes, yeah, that's her name. But yeah, that's cool. Anyway, Zarreta, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for your re-debut into the streaming scene, which is happening when?
May.
Early May.
Yes. The show ends on the 29th.
Okay.
So I'm probably going to take 1 week to recover my strength.
Recover my strength.
As Gimli would say. Yeah, and then I'll probably start again in the second week of May.
Well, you have my sword.
I do have
And my
bow.
ex.
Hey, that was the third part. You weren't supposed to say it yet, Nathan.
You went out of...
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Actually, I wouldn't have known that.
Okay.
I wouldn't have known that, but I recently watched Fellowship of the Ring, so I was caught up, you know?
My bad. I only watch it once a year.
Wow, only once? There's
every
no...
Christmas break. Every Christmas break, I watch all 6 of them now.
There's only one movie that I watch yearly. Can you guess what it is?
V for Vendetta.
Yep.
Watch it too.
You guys know me too well. Remember.
The
5th of November. Because that's also...
My birthday.
Can you, is it your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's what's up. Can you actually say the whole line?
No.
It would take me, it'd take me a minute. It's, remember, the 5th of November, the something, the treason, and the plot.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, well, I used to know it.
As an actor, I would look at that script and be like, oh, gosh.
Yeah, that would suck.
That beginning monologue of when he introduces himself to Evie is amazing. It's like the best thing ever.
It definitely is.
It's one of the best scripts ever written. Like, I wish I could talk like that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not intelligent enough.
Yeah, maybe I'm an idiot.
I don't care. I'd do it.
All right, guys. Well, please check out the Actions Per Minute Network at actionsperminute.net to check out our website. Tell us how we're doing by emailing us at coldonepodcast@gmail.com. We want to cater to our guests. So let us know if you want to see anyone in particular. Just let us know in the email. Also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Cold One Podcast, and tell all your friends, of course. You can join our Discord and come hang out with us, and you can check that out on our website as well. And lastly, please go into your podcast apps and like and subscribe to the Cold One with the Boys. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.